Hello guys, in this video I'm going to guide you through initial configuration of Palo Alto Firewall, and I'll focus on the configuration for small offices. Palo Alto Firewall has several interfaces, like for PA200 has 4 Ethernet interfaces for data, and there is another one, management interface. So to connect to firewall, you need to configure your laptop from 192.168.1.0/24 network and connect to management interface. And when you enter in your browser https 192.168.1.1, you'll get to management interface. So the default username and password is admin, and after that you'll get to this graphical interface for the Palo Alto configuration. So first thing you have to keep in mind that Palo Alto Firewall is a zone-based firewall, and each interface which you're going to use should belong to a zone. So the first thing we have to do is to configure zones. Trust L3, it's a layer 3 interface, layer 3 zone for your LAN, untrust zone for your internet service provider connectivity, and for small office we often use internal interfaces as a switch port to connect a few devices they have over there. So let's configure it, trust L2, and we need to choose this interface as layer 2 interface type. Okay, now we need to configure management profiles because especially for small offices, they use data interface to manage firewall rather than management interface. So if you want to allow management access to your firewall on data interfaces, not only for management, you need to configure management profiles. So let's ping only, and for this profile we'll allow only pinging, and locate MGMT profile to allow ping, SSH and HTTPS access. And after that I'll show you how to assign this management profile to your interfaces. Now when we created zones, we need to configure VLAN. Let's call it office LAN, and that's all. And let's go to interfaces, and interfaces we need to go to VLAN, and we'll configure layer 3 interface associated with the VLAN which we have created. So this is just a VLAN sequential number. You can use any, and it's not related to 802.1q profile standard. It's just sequential number. Here we choose VLAN, router, default router, and security zone. For VLAN, of course, it will be trust. It's our internal network. For this layer 3 interface, we need to configure IP address 192.168.2.1, and here we have to put prefix. Keep in mind, otherwise it will not work. You'll not be able to connect to this IP address. And on tab Advanced, we choose Management Profile, MGMT. So we'll be able to configure firewall via this interface. Okay, so quite often for small offices we need to configure DHCP server. Let's do this as well. We need to choose on which interface we want to choose DHCP this. Enable it. Timeout by default 1 day. It's also possible to inherit many parameters from DHCP which we have got from service provider, but in our case we'll configure only static address and static route, so we'll not be able to inherit anything. So here's the gateway 192.168.2.1 for clients, subnet 255.255.255.0. DNS, as I mentioned, that we can't use inheritance, so we'll use let's say 8.8.8.8 Google, and we need to configure IP address pool 192.168.2.100 to 192.168.2.199. And also possible to have some reserved IP reserved addresses, but we'll not do this now. Okay, just a basic configuration. So that's all how to configure DHCP server here. Now we need to go to interfaces. As you can see, there is a feature against the VLAN. It's a DHCP server, showing that DHCP server is enabled here. Now we're going to Ethernet interfaces, our physical interfaces. Going to Ethernet 1/1, which will be our external address. We choose it layer 3. Default router, and this is untrust. Here we need to configure our external IP address 10.1.1.110/24. And in advanced, in management profile, we choose ping only. So from internet, we're allowing to ping our firewall. And that's all. Also, Ethernet 1/2 and 1/3 are not belonging to the switch yet. So to do that, we have to configure these interfaces as a layer 2 and attach it and assign it to Office LAN and security zone trust L2. And the same configuration we need to do for Ethernet 1/3. I'm going to layer 2 interface type, VLAN, Office LAN, and security zone trust L2. And now we need to go to virtual routers, because we don't have any inheritance, we can't get anything from service provider. We have to configure here like default. Here's 0000/0 and address 10.1.1.1 will be our default gateway. Just interface is a net 1/1. Okay, network path has been configured, so now we need to go to policies. Security, just a second, it's a NAT policy rule, just go to security first. And here we're creating a rule that allows access from our trust zone to untrust zone. So let's call it allow any source zone. It will be trust alt L3. Destination zone will be untrust L3. Application any is the application default, but in this case we'll use just any for any port, any application, and allow. As we have only one IP address, one public IP address, let's say, we need to do port address translation. Okay, so name it, let's say, called Palo. original packet will be from trust to untrust. Destination interface Ethernet1/1 service any, and translated packet, look here, dynamic IP and port, and now we choose interface address. We're showing this interface Ethernet1/1, which is, and because it's possible to have several IP addresses on the interface, we choose specific one. Okay, and that is all. And we need to commit configuration, because at this moment it's a candidate configuration, it's not running config. And well, we commit it, so then candidate configuration will be sorry. Okay, so for some reason I forgot to choose untrust, or just typo. Okay, now commit. Okay. As you can see, the firewall also checks if the configuration is correct or not. Okay, let's come here. Let's see. config -a. Oh, sorry. Config -a. See, yeah, IP address has been assigned. Okay. Okay, dig works as well. Okay, so now we can check, let's say, google.com. Okay, yeah, review works. Great. So that's all. Thank you for your time, and all the best with Palo Alto firewalls.